Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, dear my lecturer, Mr. Habib Cahyono, MPD. At the first, let me introduce myself. My name is Shinta Apriyana. Thank you very much for time coming this my presentation about educational, professional, and curriculum and teaching learning process. Let's get started. The answer subject for educational professional. Number 1. There are 4 teacher competencies according to law number 14 of 2005. A. Pedagogic competence, namely the ability to plan teaching and learning programs, manage teaching and learning process, and carry out assessment. B. Personality competence, namely having a personality value in positive attitude as a role model and role model for students. C. Social competence, namely the ability to communicate and interact for teachers to guide, educate students to become a good society in the future. D. Professional competence, namely the ability to master subject matter broadly and in depth with the right method in the teaching and learning process. 2. There are 9 teachers' teaching skills. 1. Skill in opening and closing listen. The teacher's skill in learning so that students' attention is focused on the listen. 2. Explanation skill. Skill in planning and presenting a learning material. 3. Asking skill. Teaching skill in asking questions at the basic level or asking all kinds of questions and at the advanced level or developing students' ability to think critically. 4. Skill provide reinforcement. Behavior response skill that can increase the repetition of the behaviors. 5. Skill in learning media. Skill in using learning media in the learning process through visual media, audio media, and audio visual media. 6. Skill in leading small group discussions. Skill in guiding students for group discussion with discussion topics, analyzing views, expressing opinions, and closing discussions. 7. Class management skill. Skill in creating and maintaining optimal learning conditions. 8. Skill in making variation. Skill in making variation in learning styles, variation in the use of learning media, and variation in student interaction in learning. 9. Individual and small group teaching skill. Skill to plan, organize, and hold a personal approach to learning activities. Number 2. Indonesian teacher other skill. Other code ethics. 1. The teacher guides students. The teacher guides students in forming human being with the spirit of Pancasila. 2. Teacher have and carry out professional honestly. The teacher have honestly in carrying out their profession. 3. The teacher tries to get information. Teacher get information on students in guidance and coaching. 4. The teacher creates a good school atmosphere. Teacher can have in the success of the learning process of their students. 5. Teachers maintain good relations with parents and the community. Teacher foster good education with parents of students and the community towards education. 6. Teachers develop and improve the quality and dignity of their professions. Teachers maintain and improve their profession in education. 7. Teachers maintain professional relationship The teacher have a family spirit and social solidarity among teachers. 8. Teacher maintain and improve the quality of PGRE. Teacher as a means of struggle and delegation of education. 9. Teacher carry out government policies in the field of education. Next, the answer subject for curriculum and teaching learning process. Number 1. A. Explain the definition of teaching and learning process based on Undang-Undang Number 20 of 2003. Learning is a process of interaction between students and educators, and learning results in a learning environment. B. The definition of teaching and learning process according to the experts. 1. Gains and brings. Learning is a system that aims to assist student learning process containing a series of programs designed and structured to support student learning process internally. 2. Sugandi. Learning is external, namely teaching with learning principle. 3. Umar Hamalik. Learning that combines human elements, equipment, facilities, and procedure in learning objective. C. The characteristic of teaching and learning process. 1. Carried out consciously and systematically planned. 2. Can increase student motivation in learning. 3. Can provide interesting and challenge learning material for students. 4. Using appropriate and interesting learning aids. 5. Creating a safe and enjoyable learning atmosphere for students. 6. Make students ready to receive, listen physically and psychologically. Number 2, a learning approach, namely the point of view of the learning process in which it accommodates, inspires, strengthens, and underlines theoretical learning methods, student-oriented and teacher-created approach. B. Learning methods. The methods used to implement the plans prepared in real and practical activities to achieve learning objectives. They are learning methods including lectures, demonstration, discussion, simulation, lectures, field experience, brainstorming, debates, symposiums. C. Learning strategies. Establish specification and qualification for learning objective, namely change in the behavior and personal profile of students. 2. Consider and choose the most effective learning approach system. 3. Consider and define procedure, methods, and learning techniques. 4. Establish rules and minimum limits for success or criteria. D. Learning techniques. That is the way that someone does in implementing the method specifically. For example, the use of the lecture or discussion method is carried out by looking at the condition of the student. Okay, this all for me. Thank you so much for your time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.